aspect with Elsa. We've got the, you know, microencapsulation, we've got cell signaling, we've got all these different things where people might look at that and be like, wow, the diversity here is what really is the benefit. So in the greater context, in the smaller context, I can admit that having that is a challenge because you have a lot of interested parties, and so for the kids' benefit, they might not care as much about microencapsulation, but they really care about you caring about them, and really that eye contact, that care, that open-ended design challenge where they got challenged and excited. And then our research faculty, you know, care about their research, but we saw a USC classroom where they didn't have this research component.
Spun their wheels, they didn't know what to do, it had no purpose behind it. So one of the things you're taking for granted that I see, and just contrasting, because Andrew and I visited the USC class and also saw their delivery in the library, and they just struggled with, well, what do I do it on? Do I just pick a concept or something in science and then I do a project on it? And the whole concept of the design challenge, well, it has no purpose because you're just trying to get across a fundamental concept in science. So why are you designing something? So something I saw happen was, even though maybe it wasn't a perfect translation and making it age appropriate was really hard, but there still was, I worked in a lab, and in that lab we're trying to solve a problem or answer a really critical question. And I was part of that, and here's something that came out of that. But I'm an engineer and I'm interested in solving problems. At USC, that never got across. They weren't involved really in solving problems, and their design challenges didn't have the motivation behind it. Even though it's challenging to translate, you guys had that experience and you attempted to go from there to something they could do in class that was a design challenge based upon your experience. So we've seen both of those.
And one final comment from me before I open it up. As a designer, constraints make you more creative. If you can do whatever you want. You can spend as much money as you want. You could do it with any population you want. I mean, that's easy. The constraints of, like, you guys doing what you did, when you look at it and you're like, I had to overcome this, and this, and we got something that works. Sometimes there was different levels of work, but those constraints, when you look at that product that came out of it, and it satisfies maybe more constraints, you know, than others, or, you know, different levels of that, that's more creative, even though it's hard. Okay.
I was saying really quick about that before. I was just talking to some of the engineering, subject teachers that I know, I was talking about what we did and how we based our engineering design challenge on research, and we thought that was really interesting because of all this, 30 plus years of teaching, doing this thing, like what we do basically just for 30 years. Like usually there's like pre-textbook